This is Boxing Tickets NI. We're here at the final press conference for Carmen Taylor. Today to be joined once again with the main man, Eddie Hearn. Eddie, you obviously Matchroom's making history obviously in Ireland. Obviously, first time you've done 3 cards in the 1 year and 2 cards back to back. Obviously, it shows the momentum's been built in Irish boxing, doesn't it?
Yeah, and also the support. You know, I think that last night we were down Crumlin Amateur Boxing Club, and you just see what boxing means to people. Like, it really is in the blood here, you know, it's in the history here, and you see that also with the support. I mean, another sold out show for Katie Taylor, Conlan, you know, we're hoping to get around 7,000 there next week. So back to back shows, like you say, the atmosphere is incredible. And don't forget, last time you had 2 fighters who were expected to win in Gary Cully and Katie Taylor. Now you've got Gary Cully fighting for his career in a really tough fight, and you've got Katie Taylor, the underdog, fighting for her career. So the atmosphere is going to be turned up another level, because all of a sudden you've got the underdogs, and that brings another dimension to it. I think we're going to see something incredible on Saturday night.
I think obviously even with Conlan as well, obviously it's a chance for both Katie and him, obviously, and it's important for Irish boxing, because if obviously they don't win, Matchroom obviously have to look elsewhere for shows, so probably even more pressure this time around on Mick and Katie, you know, within 7 days of each other again.
Yeah, I think they've got to do it for themselves, but they always carry that weight of Irish boxing on their backs as well. I mean, like last time, as I said, when Gary lost, it was like head in hands, and then when Katie lost, it was like, that's it for us. You know, and now, what, 5 months on, we're back, and another chance. You know, he's got a chance in a tough fight. Katie's up against it, like we said. But, you know, I think that we mustn't, in boxing, just make fights to see people win. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think the great thing about these 2 shows is there's so many competitive fights. His fight now against Reece Mould. Look out for Paddy Donovan against Danny Ball. It's a great fight. You've got a couple of all-Irish fights on before the bell as well. Next week, 4 brilliant fights on that Belfast card. So, like, some you win, some you lose. But you can't just turn up knowing you're going to win and everything will be all right. It's the jeopardy that brings the tension and the atmosphere.
Six English v Irish fights over the 2 weekends. What would you have a score line sort of for, on obviously one side or the other?
3-3 might be good, you know. I think when you look at obviously Taylor Cameron, but Cully against Mould I love, and as I said, Paddy Donovan against Danny Ball. But next week, Agyarko against Troy Williamson, brilliant fight. You know, and again, Conlan and Gill, you know, we'll see what both guys have got left, because it's like the loser goes home next week.
Do you think, obviously, with the Agyarko Williamson, obviously the fallout, obviously I know you give Caoimhin a lot of stick for obviously not taking the fight first time around. It's probably made the fight bigger.
Yeah, it has, and he's doing the right thing. You know, look, when obviously I'm going to push the fighter into making the best fight I can, but when the manager and the trainer says that's the right fight as well, you've got to believe in yourself. And Caoimhin's a tremendous fighter. I think Caoimhin's got ability beyond his belief. You know, so I'm glad that he's taken the fight, and he always believed in himself. But you know, he had that fight here, back from the hand injury, and I just think it needed the team to come together and say, mate, this is the right fight for you. You're a favourite in this fight. If you are what we believe you are, you'll win this fight, and you'll look good doing it. And that's what I think will happen next week.
Obviously, Katie this weekend obviously is a must-win. Where do you look for the winner? Obviously, to move. Obviously, I know Barry McGuigan's been pushing for obviously the Katie to either fight or vacate the belts. Obviously, this rematch happens. Does Katie move back down the lightweight obviously afterwards, regardless win or lose?
Yeah, I mean, she only wants the massive fight, so and there's not many out there. You know, if she wins, it sets up a massive trilogy. Or you've got the Serrano rematch. If she loses, she can go back down to lightweight and fight Serrano again. But there aren't many challenges left for her. You know, I think the question always comes, how long has Katie Taylor got left? That's her decision. I would never, you know, I don't feel like physically she's declining, really. I don't think she was in the greatest condition for the last fight, you know, but she is this time. So Saturday will tell us exactly where she is.
Just obviously when they finally touched, and obviously the Battle of Belfast from McKenna and Lewis Crocker, the first all Belfast fight in 40 years. The last one obviously to do so was Hugh Russell, obviously sadly passed away. Yeah. It's a great fitting memory for obviously Hugh Russell next week. Will Matchroom look to do something special for his memory? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, we're talking to the team already about that. Hugh was a great character. You know, every time that I turned up to do a show, he was full of beans with a smile on his face, you know, and like you say, that's a fitting fight. 4 brilliant fights on that card next week. And the atmosphere is going to be unbelievable.
I guess obviously I'm going to find a new thing to obviously torch you on. Obviously the last few interviews has been when he coming back to Belfast. I guess obviously if everything goes well next week, obviously Belfast will be back in a regular routine for Matchroom.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mick's got a massive opportunity. If he can win next week, we can come back with a massive show in the spring, maybe in the summer. Could it be Joe Caldina? Could it be Josh Warrington? Could it be Lee Wood? I don't know. You know, there's some massive fights out there for him. And you know, up at Super Feather, it just changes the landscape a little bit.
Obviously, just want to finally touch on obviously the impression you make obviously in Dublin. Obviously, I've seen you taking pictures and things for about 20 minutes yesterday. Just goes to show you the popularity keeps growing for Eddie Hearn.
Over here, I might move here. You know, I mean, yeah, people have been very accommodating. Like I said, Crumlin Boxing Club was unbelievable. You know, we had a nice 10k this morning out on the roads, and just feel good here. Like I said, Crumlin was really interesting to see. Like, there were generations of families training in the same gym, you know, and I love boxing, so when I go to places like that, it makes me feel very warm. But it also, the Irish fans are very knowledgeable and their support is like nothing else. So we've been lucky enough, as you said, to do 3 shows this year in Ireland, and if we can do another 3 or 4 next year, we'll be here in a heartbeat.
Well, listen, thanks very much for your time, Eddie.
Thanks, mate.